It's beautiful that we can have our friends, veterans of our armed forces, Hank and Arthur, offer prayers. Our friend Benny sharing with us from Israel. It's beautiful in these ways that we can bring people into our congregation, into our community, even though we're physically not here together. Look, being here today, this holy and unique time in all of our lives, well, it got me to thinking about a story from Reb Nachman of Bratslav, one of the great Hasidic rabbis. It's about a family who found their son convinced he was a rooster and doing the things that roosters do. He removed his clothes. He sat clucking beneath the family table. He refused to eat the human food. He even refused to speak. The parents were beside themselves. They called in doctors and therapists and healers. No one could help. Finally, they invited the rabbi. He assured them that he could help the boy, but it would be a bit unconventional. The parents agreed immediately. So the rabbi took off his clothes, down to his boxers, descended under the table, and began clucking like a rooster and eating chicken food. The parents were astonished. Now it seemed they had a pair of roosters living in their home. The rabbi and the boy spent the day together, clucking and eating what chickens eat. At one point, the rabbi, he turned to the boy and he said, "It hurts my throat to speak this way. Wouldn't it be better if we speak like people?" "But we're roosters," exclaimed the boy. "So," said the rabbi, "we'll be roosters who speak like people." The boy agreed. Their conversation ensued. Then the rabbi said, "It's cold here without any clothes. Wouldn't it be better for us to dress like people?" "But we're roosters," said the boy. "Roosters don't wear clothes." "So," said the rabbi, "we'll be roosters who dress like people." The boy agreed. The rabbi said, "I don't like this chicken food. Wouldn't it be better to eat like people?" And the boy agreed. Finally, the rabbi said, "Oh, my back, it hurts. Wouldn't it be better for us to stand and walk the world like people?" The boy agreed. They rose from beneath the table, and that boy was cured. Sometimes, as strange as it seems, it's all we need, someone to meet us where we are, to come to our level, to not merely experience what we are experiencing, but to let us know they feel it too. It's empathy, the highest form of human connection, of authentic understanding. There are those who believe such awareness is innate, yet I'd suggest it is a skill. It's something we work on, that we practice, we can even get better at. Our new year is asking us to do just that. We're to take a cheshbon hanefesh, literally a counting of the soul. In other words, it's our annual needs assessment. What do we see within ourselves that demands attention? What behaviors, what's lacking? The ancients' hope was that the prayers we say are to move us to change our ways. There's a very practical reason we do this introspection on Rosh Hashanah, for this is the day in which we celebrate the creation of the world. And why it maybe the anniversary of when the world came to be. More importantly, we celebrate creation so we understand the ability we have to recreate. Or as Elie Wiesel taught, it's not merely that we get to begin, but we get to begin again. As difficult as our world is today with everything that's swirling around us, ours is the tradition that not only gives us another chance, but demands that by looking within and recreating, we can make our lives and then our world better. You don't have to look too far to realize it's the essence of our faith. Rooted in our identity are both the commands and the memory that inspires empathy, to be there for others. Rosh Hashanah is saying it's up to us to own that vision. Over and over in Torah, we read, you should know the feelings of the stranger. Why? Because you were there too. You were strangers once in the land of Egypt. 36 times we're told that message. You think our ancestors wanted to be sure that we heard it loudly and clearly 36 times? And then the message is made even more emphatically. When a stranger, it says, resides in your land, you shall love him as yourself. The one who is radically different than you. Love him as if he is you, again, because you know how it feels to be different, to be an outsider, to be without. That's the empathy needed. But here's the most intriguing, even inspiring part of who we are. Our story is one about a people once powerless who became powerful. Yet, that's not what Jewish memory is about. And it sure isn't what Torah or Jewish law made into our holiday themes. Is there any holiday when we commemorate the monarchy solidified by King David or the vast and expansive kingdom of Solomon? Nope. Instead, we all know the mantra, the 9-word adage for every Jewish holiday. They tried to kill us, we survived, let's eat. Because our traditions are about remembering our slavery, and from there, our freedom. Our memory is one of the most powerful tools we've been blessed with, because it shrinks the gap between us and the past. We are to be carrying the stories of the ones that came before. The more connected we are to that story, to our collective history, to knowing who we are, what we've been through as a people, the more connected we will be to other people's stories. More inherently, we will care. And ultimately, that's why we need to connect with one another, why we need to connect with our congregation, our community, and why you're here with us right now. Because through our relationships comes learning. And through learning, we know our past. And in knowing and understanding our past, we have empathy for others. No doubt this world we live in can be confusing. And there are times, I am sure, we feel a little bit like we don't belong. Maybe even like a child who thinks he's a rooster, confused under a family table. But we will sit together and listen to each other. We will be nourished by our traditions and clothed in the wisdom woven into it, so that we will know who we are and where we've come from. And then we'll get up and appreciate not only that we're very much a part of this world, but that we have brought a little more empathy into it as well. It's up to us to call ourselves to task. Amen. Amen.
It's up to us to call ourselves to task, to sing what's good and true, to bring about redemption. It's what we were free to do. For what's the point of being here if we're not moved to change our ways? Aleinu lishabeach. It's time to live our praise. We are carrying the stories of the ones who came before. What stories will be told of us when we are here no more? We commit ourselves to action. It brings meaning to our days. Aleinu lishabeach. our praise. It's up to us to own the vision. We are an answer to a call. It's up to us to live the words we speak for the benefit of all. It's up to us to bow down deeply. There's a broken world to raise. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise.